from Michael, who says, if the holes fit, you must convict. The punishment should be strict. Lara Yeretsian, do you agree with Michael that this was no way an accident?
I mean, it's an easy one. It's pretty obvious that this couldn't have been an accident. An accident would have left only 4 holes in her body, but the punctures are more than that. You've got 6. So I don't know how you explain that unless it's an intentional murder of some sort. But does that mean that this man did it? I don't know. The jury obviously convicted him, but I can tell you that this is definitely a circumstantial case. Clearly there's no cameras that captured anything. There's arguments that could he have really physically have done this?
You know why there were no cameras, Lara? There actually was a camera there, but for some reason it wasn't working that day. How on earth did that happen?
It hadn't worked for at least a couple of weeks, though.
The thing was working the day before, it wored the day after, and then it just wasn't working. Oh.
It wasn't just that day. I think it was for a couple of weeks, Vinny. It was a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it might have been. Could have caught that killer. Darn. Todd Mullis is so unlucky. All right, Darlene writing tonight. I have always believed after watching the trial that the son killed her and he is protecting him. Just my opinion. Andrew Warren, state attorney, Hillsborough County. Let me throw a hypothetical. And there's no basis that this is going to happen. As a matter of fact, I would bet that it's not going to happen. But what if it did, and Darlene is right here, and the son came to court tomorrow and said, I did it. He was 13 at the time. What would happen, Andrew? How does the judge respond to that? How would the prosecutor respond if that happened?
Well, you'd probably end up with a motion for a new trial. It's a new evidence that came out. Question is whether it could have been discovered before, and then you got to go through the legal process of, whether it's timely and all the appellate issues that pertain to that. The issue here, though, is, we have 2 defense attorneys on the call with us, and they know, they're very experienced between Lara and Renee, and they'll tell you that defense attorneys either offer an alternative theory to create reasonable doubt, or they throw a bunch of things at the wall to see what sticks. And here the defense threw a bunch of things at the wall to see what sticks, and the jury saw right through it. They didn't buy that it was the son. They didn't buy that it was an accident. They didn't buy that it could have been some man who was hiding in the shed, which was another theory the defense threw out. They looked at the facts. They saw that the husband had a motive. He had the opportunity. He had no justification or excuse for what happened. And he was found with his wife's dead body in his arms, and that's why they convicted him.
Angel writes tonight. Yes?
What we're forgetting is that the defense doesn't have to shoot. The defense doesn't have to prove the case. It's not the burden of the defense to show what happened.
Yeah,
so that's
but
exactly
you've got
what
to
the
raise
defense will do.
Yeah, but it's got to be a reasonable doubt. It can't be like, oh, this could happen. It's got to be reasonable.
Agreed.
And it was
Agreed.
unreasonable to believe that some mystery person found their way to this super isolated farm, and because there's not even a place to park a car. You got to drive a car there, right? And there's no place to park it where you wouldn't see it. The hog farm is here, and then there's nothing for miles. You're going to see him 5 miles down the road, kicking up dirt, driving down the dirt road before he even gets there. And there's no place to hide. It's not like, where are you? You're in L.A. You can hide anywhere in L.A. All right. Next comment tonight, Lara.